Rainbow Six Siege has gone mobile, dudes. Apparently the company named Fun Game Studio has recently let it out to the public. So we're gonna dive into it, see what it's all about. And if you'd like to download it yourself, click on the link below in the description, and you'll probably want about 2 gigs available, at least. It's an 800 megabyte download. To install it afterwards, you're gonna need space, obviously. So anyway, let's get into it. So we're greeted with a Fun Game Studio logo and the Unreal logo. It's made in the Unreal 4 engine. Nice, nice, nice. And then this screen's gonna tell you a bunch of patch notes and all the roles. You can pause it if you want. Anyway, from here on, you have to make an account. So in the bottom left corner, press that button, type in a username that you want and the passwords that you want. We're gonna use bark bark. And upon creating your account, you then sign in with the account. Choose a server. There's only really one server, so it doesn't really matter what you got. And you gotta choose a name. I've noticed that sometimes the name is too long, it won't work. They say anywhere between 3 to 6 characters apparently, but it's on my phone with Translate, so just make something short. And it should work just fine. But I always like to go to the settings first, so let's go there first. Let's make it English. You're gonna see a lot of things here that to me didn't make sense. Mechanical aiming, fixed rocker, whatever. One of them made it to where every time you would hit fire, it would zoom into ADS. It was annoying. I turned it off, but figured out. To each their own, you know. But anyway, and then in picture settings, you have all these settings. Whatever you do, it's still gonna look pretty bad, but at least the 60 FPS, that does make a difference. But also, this last tab shows you controls. This actually isn't even for the Siege part of the game. They also do other stuff, like they do Counter-Strike. And so this control setup is for Counter-Strike. It's not really important though, it's not what we're gonna do. If you click here, this is Counter-Strike, click here, it's a game where it's not released yet. This is the team deathmatch stuff, and up here is the Rainbow Six Siege game mode. Totally a ripoff. That's okay though. But you click this button here, puts us into queue, and you'll notice that the queue times are actually pretty short. You'll be fighting 10 people very often. And then once you finally get into a match, you're presented with this screen, and it translates into round 1, defense. The game title's called Broken Passage of War, 1 occupation mode. Okay. The only map they have is Island Villa, which is essentially house in Siege. But you're greeted with the operator select screen, only 3 operators. You saw the translations earlier. But we're gonna play as Rook. Recruit looks pretty bad, though. I mean, look at this guy, he's sick. And the game plays just like Siege. It's kind of weird. The rooms are really tall though, and so it feels really spacious. I think that's because of the third-person thing. I couldn't tell when I planted the armor if I got it or not, but I didn't let me pick up anyway. So, also one other thing that you'll notice is that hipfire is terrible in this. It just goes everywhere. There's no prediction to it. But if you ADS, it's perfect. So I don't know why being a mobile game is fire terrible, but it's what it is. Everything else is kind of the same. You reinforce walls, reinforce doors. You just hold down the button and it reinforces it for you. Animations are all ripped off from Siege. This is every single sound that you're hearing. Blowing up walls, for example. There's no bullet holes. After you shoot a certain amount of time, it just breaks a hole in the wall. And there's like chunks that are predetermined that it'll break. There's no... It's not a dynamic destruction thing, it's just kind of predetermined in chunks that if you shoot that chunk enough, it'll break. Still got your shield. It plays like Siege, which is really weird for a mobile game. And you have your smoke gadget and everything, you die, just like the good old game. That guy's supposedly Twitch, which he looks super sexy, you know? But really, it plays just like Siege. As much as you wanted it to on a phone, this is all we got, but I mean, it plays fine. Defenders reinforce, set up the objective. Attackers have the drone phase. They find the objectives, tag people. I don't think tagging people actually works. There are a lot of issues, obviously. This just released, and there's tons of features that aren't present. I respect Ubisoft so much more for all the work they put into what we got today. It's really quite impressive. You notice that you might hear the Rook armor during the round start, even though we're outside it as attackers. Gadget sounds seem to be global. There's a lot of weird things that are going on, but it has the base of the game. It's not a bad title for a phone game. They have a good ground set up for something that could be done well. Even though this isn't made by Tencent, they made a very promising PUBG Mobile, so I'm hoping that they'll make a promising Siege conversion. But this is what we got. It's not that bad. And if you're feeling like it, you can always go to the other game type and play Counter-Strike. This is literally a ripoff of TE Dust 2 from Counter-Strike. So if you feel like peeking long and getting shot through a wall, is that your kind of thing? This is your game, man. But as for me, peace out, dude.